Previously on Kruger Ops, we found out Alexander was alive but kidnapped.
Swamp to the west. You gotta go there by boat.
So we went looking for the barbarians in the hope to find him.
Oh, you guys are here.
We tried to save him but failed.
Bring me the trophy of the broodmother and I'll release him to you.
And after getting a price on his head, we went to tame a giga, raised some rexes, killed ourselves a bee, tamed ourselves up a Yuri, and prepared our army for the fight that lied ahead. And that's pretty much all you missed out on. Welcome to the 100-Day Fjordur series, and this is episode 6 of the adventure as we loaded into the boss fight. Hold on to your butts, people. Now, before we dive too deep into things, I do want to ask, if you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications.
I mean, we're doing good damage, really good damage. Ooh. Oh my gosh, come on.
It's gonna be a numbers game, a time game. After we had lost our tames, we still wanted to fight.
You have med brews just in case, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
But our fighting spirit was quickly lost. If she can just
stop. Oh!
No!
Damn.
She glitched up and managed to take us out.
Oh no, my Fjord Hawk!
We were now out of time to rescue Alexander. Out of hope. Out of ideas. Well, that is until we went to the local town bar. And after a few beers, we felt brave enough to attempt the prison break yet again.
That moving.
So we grabbed our boat, made ourselves some shotguns, repaired all the gear we had lost, and also started raising some more rexes, as well as made a nanny to look after them. I then got some grapples and grenades, and we made our way over.
Let's do this.
This time, the barbarians were not gonna stop us. We were adamant to rescue Alexander, and nothing was gonna stand in our way. Since we didn't get the trophy of the broodmother, we had no other choice.
I have to wait for this grenade to explode. There we go. Oh, I'm on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll. Watch out, the grenades.
Okay, I'm good.
There we
go, we're in. Oh, I just hit you in the back of the head with a smoke grenade. I apologize.
We are definitely not the most majestic when it comes to prison breaks, but finally we were at Alexander's cell and we broke in. It's open. Alexander, follow us. Once we had him, we made a run for the cliff, making sure he was behind us, leaped over the edge and parachuted back to the boat. Yeehaw, boys! We were still under heavy fire, but finally we made it to the deck of the boat. And now Alexander was finally safely in our grasp and we got ready to sail away.
Thanks again, fellas, but I don't think Beatrice made it.
Does that mean you're staying?
I promised her that we could live on Ragnarok. I feel like I need to honor that promise.
Guess it's goodbye then.
Thanks for the boat. It's time to say goodbye for real this time. Come on, Jeffrey. Time for us to go there.
I'm gonna miss him, you know.
So we said goodbye to our good friend, and after spending the night, grabbing a rune, we got ready to take on the swamp cave. Oh. There's a lot of these motors in here.
They're actually really weak.
Agreed.
Well, good thing we didn't come in here on foot.
That would have been one of the shortest trips ever. Another rune stone down here. The XP that we're gonna get though. So we continued to fight through the cave and we were getting all the XP, all the runes that we needed, and finally the artifact was in our sight. Now we were feeling nervous as we knew the second we would get out of the comfort of our Andrew Sarkis saddle, our health would drop very quickly. So I made my way over as the guinea pig and grabbed the artifact. Right, got mine.
Did you lose health fast?
Kind of, I'm like half. Ooh, I'm low now. Dang, okay. Luckily I made it just in the nick of time, and now it was Sizen's turn to do the same.
I'm about to die.
And I saw Sizen barely make it in time.
Right. Oh my gosh!
Take off your armor, let's run.
Oh, there's so many more bats.
Oh, this motor's respawned already.
Yep.
We finally escaped the cave, and this time we knew Andrew Sarkis were just not good enough cave runners. So I dropped off my artifacts, and the two of us made our way over to the Ferox cave.
Oh wow, this is really cool.
By the morning of day 52, we reached to go search for some fluffy friends.
Oh, I see a ferox.
But we were also discovered by the local cave wildlife.
Oh, the bears hate feroxes. I forgot about that. Wow, those hit hard.
Yep. Now, these aren't ordinary bears, as they're polar bears.
I'm trying.
After Sizen left me to fight alone,
I can't help you.
I'm doing everything until I die. How close are you to dying?
I'm gonna try to help.
250, it's fine. He's about to go. There we go. I was luckily able to kill them all. Oh, this is a green one. It's a green 150. Okay, I found mine. Okay, I'm starting.
Me too.
And with that, we were both ready to start getting our fluffy friends addicted to some element as we would grapple to the ceiling to be out of reach.
5%? I don't think I'm gonna have enough element.
Hey.
No, I will.
I also realized Sizen was really bad at math sometimes. So we continued taming them, grappling to the ceiling every time they would go into rage mode, and doing a good job to keep them separate from one another. But I forgot about my Andrewsarchus.
No, whistle your thing passive, no!
And I had to pull off one of the best rescue missions ever. I think my pro grapple skills at this moment would put even Spider-Man to shame, as I made my way over to whistle passive as quick as I possibly could. Once the ferox goes out of rage mode, it would have killed it. Did he lose effectiveness?
That was perfect timing.
And after his moment of panic, I could continue taming, but I did get a bit too close for comfort. And finally gave my ferox the final bite that it would need. Once it calmed down, does this mean you're officially mine? I finally had my ferox tamed. And for some reason, Sizen's got duped. And he was no longer able to tame it. So I stepped in, managed to get it for him, unclaimed it, and gave him the ferox. Now we just needed some more elements. So we made our way back to base, claimed some rexes, and went back for the bee.
Hello there.
Hello. Now I'm not gonna bore you with the details since we've already fought this thing 2 times, so we quickly took care of the bee yet again. And once Bela was dealt with, we grabbed our nice juicy element and now we could jack up our fluffy little friends. I then made my way home to imprint on the rexes and we decided to do a cave run. Now since this challenge is primitive, we can't make scuba, so we had to rely on our Andrewsarchus. Ooh, Alpha Megalodon. That's a warm welcoming. Now sure, these are not the best cave runners or even underwater cave runners, but we didn't have much of a choice. We just had to swim for our lives. Alright, we want to bolt until the end and watch out this jellyfish here. Now luckily the Andrewsarchus were pretty quick. We could outswim the sharks easily, and jellyfish didn't dismount us.
Dude, there's so much stuff in here.
We did get crowded from time to time.
Looks like I go down. Oh, I think I see the artifact.
But luckily, after getting electrocuted, you can easily swim away yet again. I think we just have this one eel left.
There's 3.
Okay. Finally, we were able to grab the artifacts.
Shark coming after you, shark coming after you.
Help me. But I quickly had to get back on my Andrew before I became the shark's next meal.
I'm stuck in the wall.
But I by mistake dismounted and luckily got on just in the nick of time. That was really close. So we took care of the shark after grabbing yet another rune. And now we just needed to heal up for a little bit before we make our way out of the cave. And with that we were off, slowly navigating our way back to the entrance. We kept to the top of the cave as this remained quite out of aggro, but Sizen decided to swim ahead and it got him into a bit of trouble. Come on.
No, I just got shocked again. Come on. Andrew's gonna die, Andrew's gonna die.
I'm behind you.
I died.
No. Unfortunately, I was too far to save him, and now his trouble found me. Dude, it's like 5 eels and 6 sharks. How did so many respawn? There was so much stuff at this entrance. But I was determined. Nothing was gonna stop me. I needed to make it out of here. It's like level 300-400 piranhas. There was gonna be no way of us getting this artifact yet again, so I knew everything came down to me as I swam to the top as best I could. If my Andrew doesn't jump one more time, now I'm dead. And I don't have the stamina. Luckily, I finally made it out, and this was a massive sigh of relief. Nice. Now I decided to go after the Alpha Megalodon that I saw earlier in the hope that he would drop a fishing rod for me. So I started fighting him after mistakenly dismounting yet again, finally taking down the Alpha Megalodon and grabbing just what I came to get. So the next morning, even some more Rex babies got dropped down, and I made myself a canoe. So, grabbing some honey from the nanny, me and Pikachu got ready for our very first father-son fishing trip. And I must say, I wasn't really looking forward to this. From experience, I know that fishing loot is absolutely horrible. But I've never used a rod this good before, so I was willing to give it a try. And after grabbing some pretty nice blueprints, my confidence quickly changed. So me and Pikachu started by clearing out the entire lake, grabbing every single fish that we could possibly find, reeling in saber salmon after saber salmon, and we were getting some pretty good loot. Mastercraft flak chest piece blueprint. So I was getting more and more confident. Maybe fishing isn't as bad as I always thought it was. I even pulled in some amazing Ascendant fur blueprints. Ascendant fur chest piece blueprint. Ascendant fur boots. Now, please don't make fun of my reading. I did it a bit slow because I was quite surprised. So after imprinting some more Rexes, I went back to do even some more fishing, up until the evening lights. I think I seriously cleared out the entire lake of fish. But then I saw I could pass under the bridge. Ho ho ho! Hello, saber-tooth salmon. And now I had an entire new lake that I could start clearing out. So, fishing pretty much continued. The loot was just too good, and I was as addicted to fishing as my ferox was to element. Not a single fish in this lake would be safe for me. Not even this guy, because I found out he wasn't subscribed to the channel. So make sure you are, because I'm probably gonna eat him. We officially have a full set. So I made us these amazing flak sets, but we still needed either Spino or Rex saddle blueprints. I also decided to move all the Rexes to the side of my castle as things were just getting way too crowded. I did a quick count and saw I was already up to 9 Rexes at this point, so breeding would speed up a lot. But it was time for some cave runs. I'm jacking up my little fat. And finally we could do it with something better than the Andrewsarchus, in the hope that we could find even more loot. There we go. Okay, he's jacked. So me and Sizen jacked up our feroxes and we went searching for a apparent loot cave, and by the morning we had found it. Please don't tell me this is a gas cave.
I hope not. Are you losing health? Because I'm not.
After Sizen nearly distracted me, I remembered just in time to eat some more Ellie and saw that my ferox was glitched. I still don't like that I'm not getting XP though.
Yeah, that's weird. Wow, they do a lot of damage.
Our Andrewsarchus weren't gonna last this.
No.
I'm not losing any health. But this is weird.
Like, you're pretty bloody to me.
Well, luckily I went out of the cave to see what was wrong, and the second I dismounted, the damage occurred. And this was pretty much just in time, as this ferox was close to dying. So after force feeding for a bit, I went back into the cave, and we fought through some even more nasties. That is until I saw some really high level bears and thylos. At least we got some tributes.
This is the highest level cave I think we've seen.
Yeah, for sure. So we continued fighting through. Hopefully I could get my ferox to eventually be unglitched. So I decided to let him go out of rage. And once he went down, I was finally able to level him up. At least now he would be a lot more stronger and I would have a better fighting chance in this cave. So I grabbed a rune with a ferox to get some even more levels, and now he was a fighting machine.
A bunch of bugs. Yep.
And boy, this was just in time. My screen just went
lord.
fully yellow. There were so many bugs in this cave, but this was giving us amazing XP, similar to the island swamp cave, so we were milking it. Finally, we had cleared out the cave, and it was time for us to make our way over to the final loot and artifact chambers. This is insane, right? So we grabbed some more loot and went over to the artifact of the strong, and also saw even more runes inside, so grabbing it for that much needed XP as we journey to max level. I made it back to the ferox just in the nick of time, so we ran this room back to back as every time you would exit and come back in again, the loot crates respawned, and finally Sizen found this.
No way, no freaking way.
Yes, sir.
A Mastercraft rake saddle blueprint. It was expensive, but this was just what we were looking for. So we fought our way out of the cave, barely making it out with a final scrape of health. Then I ran into a little bit of trouble that nearly ended Pikachu's life.
Got another jacked up friend in front of us, but he's jacked up on bugs.
As I passed the Megatherium, I saw that he was doing over 500 damage. Now, even a jacked up Megatherium shouldn't do this much. So I decided to have a quick look at his level, and what do you know, ended up being a 150. Now, since Sizen lost his to the broodmother, I knew I had to tame it.
You did not just steal. Pego just stole my element.
No.
Yes.
But I had to deal with an annoying Pego after getting the Megatherium
I
trapped.
need you to stay inside.
Luckily I was able to find the bag with the last 2 elements, and now it was time to trank out the Megatherium, and he went down in no time. I then spotted a red Thylo in the distance, and when I had a look, I saw his level and knew I needed it.
What? No way.
Luck was definitely on my side today. Well, Pegos weren't. I was robbed yet even a second time, and this Pego got hit not once, not twice, but 3 times by the ferox, and he still managed to live to tell the tale. I still don't get how he managed to get away from me, but unfortunately I was now out of element and had to tame up the Thylo. So I started tranking it out. It went down in no time, and I noticed I had a saddle on me from the cave. So I had to start cooking up some meat, since cooked meat works a lot better with Thylos, but the amount of taming I was getting from it still meant I was going to be here for a long time. So by the morning of day 57, I grabbed some narco berries in a moment of panic as I thought the Thylo was about to wake up, but luckily he managed to tame up. So I did a quick run into the swamp cave for just a few initial levels and waited for the Megatherium to tame up as well. Finally I had both of them tamed and it was time for me to head back to base. I got the news that Sizen knocked out a Giga, so I started working on some Rexes as I waited for him to bring it over since it was a male. And lo and behold, in a matter of no time he was there, and this Giga was gorgeous. Now we could finally start working on a bit of a Giga lineup, since we were definitely gonna need imprinted Gigas if we wanted to take on Steinbjorn. So we grabbed some eggs, made some more Rex saddles, and finally I had enough to put on all of my Rexes. 11 saddles in counting, so I saddled all of them up. And then I had a look at one of the Giga saddle blueprints we got from fishing, but boy was this thing expensive. So of course we took to the mountains to farm up a ton of metal. We were gonna need it to get all the fur made as well as the Giga saddles. I then whipped in the Anki to get into the blacksmith, picked up all my metal, and by that evening I decided to go to a nearby lake to tame myself an otter, since I would need a little bit more of thermal insulation. So after taming up the otter, the next morning I made any single fur piece that I could possibly afford for me and Sizen. The eggs were nearly ready, but so was the metal, so after making the second saddle, I imprinted on my very first Giga. I then took to the mountains and searched for a new Uteranus, since the last one pretty much died during the broodmother fight. I got fear-roared and decided I would trap this guy on foot. So I placed down a billboard, picked up the second one and ran away quickly as the Yuri ran into the trap. I then quickly got in behind it and placed the billboard and started tranking it out. By the time the storm passed, the Yuri went down, and I quickly made my way back to make the final Giga saddle, heal up our Gigas, and just like that, me and Sizen were ready to venture to the coldest place on Fjordur, Jotunheim, to take on some apparent stone bear. We got met by the welcoming party.
Oh, no. I'm okay. Oh, good thing I have really good armor now.
And luckily I was able to take care of it and Sizen was safe. We then finally found the cave where we needed to go, but for some reason my Thylo broke as it never went out of the swimming emote. So I slided around for a little bit and finally the Thylo started running yet again. And now it was time to summon Steinbjorn. Now, we were definitely feeling nervous.
You ready?
We did our best to avoid any guides, so we did not know what to expect.
Oh, this is really good damage.
But after seeing the damage that our Gigas were doing, we were feeling confident.
Just leveling real quick.
We might have over-prepared a little bit, even though we haven't leveled our Gigas just yet.
Gigas are the way.
Our amazing saddles and our mate boost were definitely taking its toll on Steinbjorn. And in no time we had him completely drained down and he was finally about to go down.
Oh, he's almost dead.
And just like that, we were victorious yet again. You want a Dermis?
What did you do?
Nothing. After I unfortunately hit the bed too many times, I was the only one that got my Dermis, but it was time for us to teleport back as we now needed to take on the monkey.
My bear!
Unfortunately, none of Sizen's tames came along, but luckily we still had the Gigas, so he marched his way back to base as I went to the mountains to grab the Yuri. I finally reached, grabbed the Yuri, grabbed all the tributes and artifacts back at base and leveled up all the Rexes that had gained a ton of passive levels over the last few days. We then decided to heal them up and spend the rest of the day healing them as we were really feeling nervous for this fight. We couldn't afford another loss. The broodmother had really set us back.
As ready as I'll ever be.
So with that, we teleported into the arena. Now, I've fought this monkey many times, but I was still feeling the nerves. I knew what was at stake with this fight.
Oh, there's water here.
Is there?
Wait, bring everyone here then.
But it was too late to bring them.
Monkey's coming, I'm not gonna have the time.
Okay.
As he started to advance to us,
Everyone, attack my target.
we got ready.
Oh my gosh. We don't need a repeat of the broodmother.
That Rocky does this so
I know.
much damage.
I know. Come on, get the damage in. Let's go. It's just that rock that worries me, man. That does so much damage.
The fact that I wasn't talking should just tell you how nervous I was for this fight. I had no idea if it was stronger here on Fjordur.
Come on, just keep doing damage, boys.
But finally, the nerves settled, and we knew we had this one in the bag.
He's getting close.
Come on. Come on. Let me keep my spiders. Just let me keep them. He's aggroed so hard on them.
0 casualties, come on, 0 casualties.
Come on, baby. Let's get there.
And finally, we gave the final bites that were needed.
Let's go. No deaths. Oh. We needed that, man.
And down went the monkey. This was seriously one we needed to get our confidence back. Now, that's all we have time for. Join us again next week as we go and fight the notorious dragon on Fjordur. It's gonna be a fun one, so be sure you're subscribed, and if you watched up to this point, thank you so much, and thanks to all my Patreons. I'll see you again soon.